Welcome back to Y&R For Life, where we talk about all things Y&R related. We talk about what's going on, what do I think is going to happen, my predictions. Hey, we even talk about fashion on the show because I'm a big time fashion girl, so we got to spill the tea about that from time to time. If you're new to this channel, my question is, what took you so long to get here? And if you are returning, what's up? Long time no see. And it has been a while. Why? Because I missed last week. And the reason for that was I was so sick. I had a massive cold. My kids, they had colds as well. So there's no way that I would have been able to do any sort of justice to what happened throughout the week because quite frankly, I was in a bit of a fog just trying to get over this cold. Another thing about me is that I'm big into health and wellness. So I truly believe you got to take care of you first, your health. That's what's the most important thing because if you don't, you can't be any good to yourself or anybody else. So, guys, make sure you take care of your health as best as possible. Then, we can get into the good stuff. My usual disclaimer, if you don't want to know what's going on, you kind of want to get caught up on your own, this might not be what you want to see or hear, but I am so grateful that you are here. Um, you know, I'm probably about 90% better, so we're going to spill the tea. It's been a bit flip-floppy once again, but, I don't know what's been going on with Y&R lately. Again, this flip-floppy business, uh, it's a little hard to keep track of. So we're going to wing it. And again, if I forget something, it's probably either it wasn't newsworthy or, again, I just plumb forgot. If you like this type of content, it would be so kind if you hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss a single video that I post here on Y&R For Life. And again, share, share, share. Why? Because sharing is caring. At least I like to think so. So, did we have any scene fillers? Not really, but overall, as I said, it was a flip-floppy week. And why was that? That had to do with Victor Newman. And he was just all over the board. As I said, it was a little bit hard to keep track of, but we're just going to kind of go through and see, what happened with some of the characters. Okay. Let's talk about Phyllis, Tucker, and Mamie Johnson. With a side plate of Summer and Daniel. Anyway, so at some point in time, Summer, Daniel, and Phyllis, they go out for a night, allegedly for dinner, and they meet up at Society. Well, they didn't really have anything to eat per se, not that I could see of, but whatever. And allegedly, Tucker ends up paying for their bill. Whatever. So Tucker had come into Society. Phyllis has this look of like aghast on her face, and she's just looking guilty. Okay, so Tucker looks at her with this look of, I got more in store for you. We need to talk. This kind of look. Anyway, as they called it, it was the glare. What's going on with the glare? Anyway, so Tucker, he moseys on over to the bar, and Phyllis is there with her kids, and she's like, ignore him. Like, that's what he likes to do. Like, just kind of get in people's heads. Just ignore him. At some point, Daniel's like, yeah, I'm just going to have a little conversation with Tucker, just kind of figure out what's this glare all about. So Phyllis was like, no. It was so funny. No. Just don't do that. And he's like, I'm just gonna go over there. Okay. So he goes over to talk to Tucker, and he's like, so what's this glare about? And Tucker's like, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, yeah, I saw you glaring at my mom. Like you keep glaring at us. What's going on? Oh, nothing. Whatever he says. Anyway, that really didn't go over too. It didn't go too far, and that kind of was very short lived. Again, at some point in time, Tucker is still glaring at Phyllis, and when they're like, well, let's, I think they said, like, let's get something to eat or whatever, the waiter says, Mr. McCall already paid for your meal. And the kids were like, well, Mom, I think it would be in your best interest to go over and thank Tucker. That's the cordial thing to do. So Phyllis goes over to speak to Tucker and basically was like, thanks, whatever. Now, this was the longest thank you known to man. And it wasn't even a thank you, it was just a big conversation. I mean, Phyllis, you should have just said whatever and just mosey back over. You would not have had any suspicion going on with the kids. But now, because you've been there so long, the kids were like, yeah, let's see what's going on with Mom, because that's a very long time to have a, just to say thank you. So they get up, they go over, and Tucker changes the conversation real fast. And yeah, it ends up where Phyllis is like still lying, and she's like, I'm so tired of this. You know what? I'm not doing this with you guys anymore. Like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. She's like, well, okay, how about we try and meet up tomorrow for dinner, and and we won't have any unwelcome guests, that kind of thing. So they're like, yeah, that sure, no problem. So Summer says to Daniel after Phyllis toddles off. Now, mind you, Tucker's like, sends, I believe he has sent her a message saying, either he sent her a message or he said it verbally to her. I can't quite recall, but basically, meet me at my hotel room in 15 minutes. So off she goes, and Summer's like, oh, geez, I really wish we could just have like a nice night out with our mom, like just have a nice night as a family. Good luck with that one, Summer. Not gonna happen. Anyway, so now Phyllis goes over to Tucker's hotel room and basically is chuckling about how she's got the upper hand. And Tucker's like, what are you talking about? Okay, story short, Phyllis has done her little deep dive, and she has figured out that Tucker and Mamie Johnson, are both silent partners in Hamilton or Hamilton or Chancellor Winters. Sorry, Chancellor Winters. And oh boy. And she's like, yeah, I also found out that you had basically wire transferred quite a bit of cash to LBB, which runs out of Detroit. And go figure, that's Mamie's company, named after her sister, Lily Bell Barber. And yeah, just so you know, once again, it would be very interesting for Devon and Lily to find this information out. Like, that you're trying to steal their company. So Tucker's like, I don't know what you think you know. I didn't I didn't do that. She's like, oh yes you did. Yes you did. I have the proof. Okay, whatever. So again, we'll see where that is, but we clearly know that there is connection between Tucker and Mamie. Why do we know this? Because at some point in time, let me backtrack a bit. Mamie is still trying to get Nate to come back to Chancellor Winters. Do I think that's going to happen? Maybe. Because she's going around about how don't underestimate me and my power and whatnot. And I think maybe Mamie, if I didn't say it before, she's trying to oust Jill and just basically be, top dog at Chancellor Winters, and maybe just, I don't know if she wants to get the Chancellor name out and it just be Winters. I have no idea, but I feel that she wants to replace Jill and just kind of stick it to her for all the years that Jill was just completely wicked to poor Mamie. But whatever. Mamie has turned into like some sort of big time mogul. But yes, there is a connection. So she's been having, meetups with Slimy Nate. Um, who else? She's had Lily. She's had meetups with her. Again, trying to soothe the waters in order for Nate to get over back with the company. Well, Nate's like, Aunt Mamie, no can do. I like where I'm at. I'm valued for my work. I'm not in I'm not cast aside. So yeah, not gonna happen. Well, again, as I said, do I feel like it could? Yes. I think the writers could do that, but it won't be for a little bit of time. Okay. So back to Tucker and Mamie. Tucker finds this out because he sees her with Nate, and he's like, yeah, they meet up at, I believe they ended up meeting up at Tucker's room or wherever. Doesn't matter. It's the communal hotel room, whatever. And they have this conversation, and Tucker is not impressed with Mamie having this conversations with Nate because he's like, he can't be trusted. And what are you doing? Like, this is ridiculous. And Mamie's like, oh no. Uh, at one point, Mamie had said to Nate, I keep my ears to the ground. I keep my ears to the ground. So, again, Tucker is not happy with Mamie with that, but again, she's of an older generation, so he's not going to disrespect her. And she is quite comfortable in putting Tucker in his place. Okay. So that's pretty much where that's concerned. Um, yeah, at some point in time during the beginning of the week, Audra and Kyle, they had once again their romp in the sack with his little googly eye for Summer. That lasted but a hot second, didn't it? At the wedding, that was quick, done, boom, over. Back in Audra with her bed. Okay. So Audra basically says to Kyle, like, I have a proposition for you, and hear me out. I know you're going to want to say no, but hear me out first. So her proposition was basically, work along with Tucker in order to oust Jack and Billy from Jabot, and then you take over top spot, and I run Jabot along with you. So like COO position, and Kyle would now be CEO. Kyle's like, where? What are you talking about? Like, are you kidding me? Why would I ever do this? You're telling me to go against my family? And like, what makes you think that I wouldn't go to my parents and tell them what is cooking up? Like, what would make you think? She's like, I told you, just have an open mind. You deserve that. Let's take Jabot into like the next level where it becomes fresh and new again, and just a set of weirdness. So Kyle had shot her down, but then Kyle ends up going home to find Jack and Billy having a conversation about Tucker and the fact that, Tucker had bugged the whole bonsai tree. Oh boy, like that was funny. So he had bugged uh, the bonsai tree that he gave to Jack and Diane as a wedding gift. And yeah, so they're like, we need to stop Tucker in his tracks, and we're gonna get on top of this, and we're gonna be like a whole big family and get together and just like take him out. And Kyle's like, so wait a minute. If we do whatever you're proposing that we do, don't you think that it's just gonna fuel him some more? Jack's like, yeah, you might be right about that. Well, Kyle was like, yeah, in his brain, this ain't going nowhere because Jack and Billy might as well have just high fived one another to leave, for Billy to leave, and like bro skis up. And Kyle was like, oh, this kind of look. So Kyle was just like, basically, Audra, let's talk. Meanwhile, Audra was with Tucker, telling him how she approached Kyle, and Tucker's like, "What makes you think that he's going to like go along with this?" And she's like, "Don't underestimate me. Whatever, whatever. I could get the job done." And bing, her text message goes off, and it's Kyle's message, and she's like, "There you go. See what I'm talking about? He's probably in." And so Tucker's like, "What? You can't. No, there's no way. Forget that." So she's like, "Let's see what's gonna happen." Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that Kyle's going to try and pull a coup in order to oust Jack and Billy, because he is dead set that he deserves at least the COO position, and it doesn't appear as though Billy's going anywhere anytime soon. Even Diane had come in, which was quite nice. She had come in with Tracy, and they were like they had a nice night out. I don't know where they went, but so she came in and to see Kyle there, and she was very concerned. So she followed Kyle to where was it? Crimson Lights, something like that. And yeah, Diane was like, "Don't be mad that I followed you. I'm just very concerned. What have you?" So Kyle's like, "Look, Mom, like enough of this. Just forget about it. I deserve this spot. Doesn't appear as though he's going anywhere, soon. I'm over it. Like, carry on. I'm not taking any lesser job. This is it or nothing at all." So, Diane's trying to, soothe her son, but it's really not going anywhere. So we're just going to wait that and see, wait that out and see where that's going to go. Again, it's pretty evident that Kyle is just going to try and pull a fast one, but whatever. Okay, maybe the scene filler of this week was Lily and Daniel, and the fact that Daniel has found a condo, if you will, at Devon's his hotel, not hotel, sorry, his condo, where Lily took over the penthouse suite, and his suite is right below. So he put in an offer and he got the place, and he wanted to show it to her, get her approval, and basically, from what we understand, they hit the skins in a couple of the rooms, but whatever. So that was pretty much the scene filler. Kind of didn't need to be there, but whatever. I guess at some point there's a reason why they mention this thing, him having this place, but we'll get to that. Okay, so like I say, my prediction is Phyllis wants Danny Romalotti back. You can't keep Phyllis without a man for too long because, yeah. But Danny clearly wants to see where things go with Cricket. Last week, she kept calling her the bug. She's like, "Oh God, don't tell me you're still interested in the bug." And I was at first, again, in my stupor of, sickness, I'm like, "Bug?" And then I'm like, "Oh, Cricket, bug. Oh, there you go." So again, Phyllis, I don't know what to tell you, but your little charm and feminine wiles for Danny might not occur unless it's going to be like some sort of love triangle between Danny, Cricket, aka the bug, and yourself. I don't know. Um, so I guess this whole condo thing kind of came up because at some point near the end of the week, Danny was like, well, sorry, Daniel told Danny that, hey, I have a new place and it's got a spare room. So whenever you're in town and you want to visit, there's a spare room for you. So then Danny was like, what about an extended stay? So he's like, oh, okay. So basically, it was Danny's thinking about staying in town a bit longer. So can he just move in? Danny, if you're going to stay in town, do you really need to stay at Daniel's place? Awkward. But okay, whatever. That's your dad. Hey, do your thing. If it was me, I probably would have done the same thing. I'm just thinking from the perspective you're a rock star. You got the cash. I mean, do they not have Airbnbs? Like, I don't know. But give your son his privacy and you have yours. And that way, you and Cricket, if you need to get together, well, you have your space. Um, just my humble opinion. Okay. So, we're going to talk about a couple more things because, again, the majority of this week was flip floppy. Victor is going on and on about 1 minute he goes from lucid to cray cray. And he does this in front of the kids because Victor is trying to source out who's trying to betray him. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's like the 12 disciples. Victor, you can continue this lie? Like, really? Okay, so he at some point is having a conversation with Nick, and I'm not even going to go through all the different ones because it was too many, but noteworthy ones. So he's having a conversation with Nicholas at some point in time, and he basically through the conversation mentions that um, Victoria should be happy as the head of Newman Media, and Nicholas is like, Dad? No, Mom is the head of Newman Media, and now you gave it to her. Oh, oh, right. You don't say. And then through the same conversation, he ends up speaking about Adam and Sally, about her being pregnant with their baby. And Nick was like, Dad? Sally and Adam lost the baby months ago. Oh, oh, interesting. Oh, that's a shame. Right. And of course, now Nicholas is like, oh, here we go. This man is losing it. And he toddles off to go tell Victoria and Nikki about, hey, what Victoria is saying. It's true. Like, he's gone a little cray cray. Um, the other noteworthy one was when he was at Society speaking to Adam. Out of nowhere, he goes off on Adam, and he's like, "I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. I'm through. I'm done. I'm like, you're gone." So Adam's like, "Wait, are you firing me again?" "Yes, I've had enough. You're gone. You're through." 2 seconds later, Nate comes in. "Oh, hey, Nate, what's going on?" And then Nate tells Victor about how good Adam is at this job, and he's excelling far beyond his expectations, and he's really been like a great assistant. And so, anyway, basically, whatever, conversation he had with Adam, that got canceled out. And all of a sudden, he's like, "See you at the office, guys." And Adam's like, "What?" Oh my goodness. It was hysterical. Well, again, we find out through Nikki that Victor is just trying to weed out who his Judas is, basically. Who's betraying him. Oh, Lord. At the end of the week, we see Adam, and he's at he's at Newman in Victor's office, sitting in his chair. He ends up going through drawers, and he finds a picture. Well, he finds a picture of a snake. "Well, Victor, if you drew this, you're pretty good." And the whole body of the snake has like Nicholas, Adam, Victoria's name, like all on the body of this snake, or as the body of this snake. And it leads to the picture of Newman Enterprises. Oh, I was in stitches. And then, sorry, Adam's like, "What are you up to, Dad? Like, what is this?" Oh, boy. So, yes, Victor is playing this. 1 minute he's lucid, the next minute he's cray cray, and he's trying to figure out who the betrayer is amongst his children. And yeah, it was hysterical. Okay. Um let's briefly speak about Miss Sally Spectra and Nicholas, with a slide plate of Chloe. So Sally, should we have a discussion again? Girlfriend to girlfriend? I think we shall. Okay, so Sally, your little high hopes of getting back with Nicholas are, yeah, I wouldn't even, don't even bet the farm on it, because I think you will sorely lose. Oh, you made such a bad move. Why, Sally? Why did you tell Adam that you basically still have unresolved feelings for him? Like, you blurt this out to this guy, and now he's like, holding on for dear life. Like, what? Sally? No. Even Chloe's like, what? You did what? Okay, you had a good man with Nicholas, like trustworthy, hot. Like, would never do this to you, and this is what you do? Like, Sally. Okay. Well, Nicholas ends up contacting Sally off of the, you know, off of Sharon saying, I think you need to like have a conversation with her, um, and basically tell her, what's going on with the fact that you provided money for her startup. So he contacts Sally. They meet up. This is Sally ends up meeting and seeing Adam at the club first. And might I say, Sally, as much as you made a huge error, your outfit was on point. Those shorts and that long duster with you you were on point. They're slipping a little with Nikki. However, I did appreciate her bag, like her like I don't know if it was like it was a work bag. Could have been a laptop bag, but looking very Kate Spade like. But whatever. But Sally, you look good. So anyway, back to the story. Sally ends up having a conversation with Adam first, basically saying, oh my goodness, whatever I said, I shouldn't have said it. And it was a private thought, but unfortunately, I blurted it out. I just let it go. And the only thing that truly means anything is the fact that uh, there's nothing further for us. Just hold that and carry on with that. And Adam's like, I can't. Like, I still keep thinking about what you said. Right, Sally? Again, Chloe told you. What are you thinking? So, Nicholas is watching off to the side, and she knows, and well, Sally and Adam both know that Nicholas is standing there. So, after she has her conversation with Adam, she goes over to Nicholas thinking like, everything's coming up with sunshine and roses, that they're going to somehow get back together. And Nicholas was like, look, I did not come here to discuss like a relationship with you. It's strictly business, and it's regarding, the whole startup for your business. So she was like, I'm I know you're probably going to like kibosh this, and I was prepared for this, and it is what it is. And he's like, no, I still believe in your talent. I'm not here to, kibosh this, and we'll just keep it strictly business. Well, Sally, you really don't have anybody else to blame except yourself. Even Nick said it. And he's right. He's like, that's on you. Got nothing to do with me. Say you have unresolved feelings for my brother, and just Nicholas is not prepared to take that on. And again, I don't blame him. Alrighty. So, lastly, we're going to talk about Clare Graves. Again, I believe that's her last name. I don't know how I should put this. Prediction. And I think it could go one of two ways. Like, okay, we're going to get to that. So Claire is, she's Nikki's new assistant, and she's been doing everything right. She's just like a barrel of sunshine. As, this is how Nikki feels about her. Well, at some point in time, Claire ends up telling Nikki that she's got whatever massage spa service booked for her at the ranch, and you know she's got everything handled. Well, Nikki's like, oh, like you're just so great, and you do things so willingly, and just makes things so nice and easy and whatnot, whatnot. Well, Claire ends up at some point telling Nikki, well, you need to go home because Nikki had said, go home, take the rest of the day, like just go home, you're good to go. And she's like, no, no, correction, Nikki, it's time for you to go. You have the massage booked, like, I'll close up for you. Okay, wait, you just started there and you've got close up privileges? Okay, then. Righto. So Nikki's like, are you sure? Oh my gosh. So she toddles off. Well, Claire has this look of, mm-hmm. She's up to something. Like as I said before, when they were at Jack and Diane's second wedding, Nikki was spilling the beans, giving her like all kinds of intel. But again, I mean, I wouldn't have done it, but I guess she felt comfortable enough. So now, push forward, Claire's there looking at pictures. She's just looking like at pictures. Now, if you look at Claire, just her as her facial features and everything like that, her height, her build, the whole 9 yards. This is my prediction. One of two. Okay. That she is either some long lost child of Nikki's. Because, they could throw that in there. They could sit back and say that Dylan, who is still in witness protection, that he is not actually Nikki's child. Because, again, they could do as many DNA tests, and it's the most corrupt system at, over in Genoa City anyway. With these DNA labs, they're messing up, they're screwing up left, right, and center, getting paid off, who knows. So it could very well be that she is some long lost child, because if you recall, she doesn't want to talk about her family. She doesn't want to talk about it. So we see Claire back at her hotel room sipping on a little winey wine, and she has like duotang folders with pictures of Nikki, pictures of Victoria, and pictures of the Newman family. And she has this look on her face like almost predator like. Like, I'm like, wait, what? So, again, follow me here. She could either be a long lost relative of Nikki, aka some daughter, or she wants to bump Victoria out the way and take over and be the new Newman child. Again, this is just my opinion, my prediction, but the bottom line is you can't trust her. She is up to something slippery. And I knew it. I knew from the time she came in the show. I'm like, mm-hmm. But again, we're going to see how this one plays out. Hopefully it won't take too long to figure out. I feel like at one point she's probably going to dye her hair like Victoria, try and dress like her, trying to... If you recall, remember how she bumped into Nate? Mm-hmm. And she had her little sweet eyes for Nate? Mm-hmm. She very well is trying to take over Victoria's life and be the new Newman child. So again, one of two predictions. Like, this one's gonna be good. This one's gonna be real good. Okay, so there you have it, folks. we didn't talk about Jill because she's poor thing. She's there losing her noodle, trying to figure out what's going on, whatever. And again, Devon is he's super suspicious over Tucker, and why shouldn't he be? And the last part was, oh, I forgot. He tried to work it out with Ashley via text message saying, can we like fix this? And she responded with no. And he throws a glass against the door, shatters it into a million little pieces. Man, the amount of glasses that have broken over the years, it's too much. Like, who's cleaning that? But anyway, I digress. So again, there you have it, folks. That's pretty much how the week was. Again, flip floppy. Thanks, Victor. But writers, if you have been paying attention, if you happen to catch this show, thank you so much for not doing any of that dream state nonsense this whole week. We got away. Yay! Please don't bring it back. Don't bring it back. Anyway, so again, if you like this type of content, you like what you see, you like what you hear, don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Why? Because sharing is caring. At least I like to think so. Let's continue to have a blast, have fun, and see where this crazy ride takes us. So until next time, take care, guys. Bye.